Welcome back to the Scrapyard, friends. I'm your host, Barnabas Tone.
And me, your co-host, Frederick Allen Seto.
If you're just tuning in, recently a Scrapyard fan named Carlos Antunes donated a fleet of cars to the Scrapyard.
So we decided to race his fans' cars against all comparable cars here at the Scrapyard. All comparable cars. A and 2 C's, or ACs. Get it? So like the opening title card says, we're calling this tournament the Fans vs. ACs Challenge.
Moving on with a quick recap of the rules. 3 heats, no restarts for a double DNF, most wins out of 3 heats advances. Make it across the line any way possible, and all cars are stock. Today is race 2 of round 1, and it features the racers in Group 3.
Group 3 is going to be one to watch in my opinion. For Team Cartunes, it's the 1965 Custom Mustang. Driven by Mr. Antunes' father, Mr. Antunes, Crazy Carmine. His race will be really interesting because Mr. Carmine is an ex-European rally driver from the late 1960s and 70s. He drove a Ford Cortina until the wheels literally fell off. Let's see how he handles the Scrapyard. For the Scrapyard, it's the 1973 Falcon XB. Driven by Armand. Armand operates the heavy machinery here at the Scrapyard, mostly the concrete pumps. So while that 73 Falcon is no Honda Fit, I'm sure it'll still feel as small as a 1970 Toyota Celica compared to his concrete truck.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Wow! I can't believe we have an honest-to-goodness, genuine rally racer on the Scrapyard. I know he's racing against us, but I'm so excited to see what Crazy Carmine is gonna do. And what is it that Armand used to do before he worked at the Scrapyard?
Well, from the You Can't Make This Up department, Armand's last name is Doe, and he actually used to drive a bread truck before working at the Scrapyard.
Well, why did he quit?
Armand Doe didn't quit. His bakery burned down.
I guess his business is toast. Huh? Get it? Burnt bread becomes toast?
Doug, saved by the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go! Armand leads.
Carmine blocks!
Armand flips.
Carmine all alone!
Carmine flips.
Oh no! I don't believe it!
Let's see what went wrong in that replay. They both rip off the line.
But Armand edges out the lead. Do we know what he's running in that thing? Does he have open headers? That Falcon is all horsepower.
But just as he edges out the lead, Crazy Carmine comes in immediately for the block.
That has to be those rally driver reflexes, Barry.
Then he sends Armand hard into the narrow opening of the bottleneck.
And maybe instead of Doe, his last name should be Batter, because he's flipping more than a pancake.
Then Carmine gives him the slightest of taps just to make sure Armand can't get back on his wheels.
And then once Carmine is sure Armand's bread is buttered, he drives around him and tears out of the bottleneck.
And sadly, Armand comes to a hard stop into the corner.
Right, into Carmine Corner, but look at Crazy Carmine. This corner is named after him, and he's gonna show the world how it's done, because as a professional rally driver, his whole career was made on taking turns.
Then he opens it up through Clunker Canyon and shoots through like a guided missile.
But then that guided missile's GPS must have gone haywire, because he loses it in the final straight and goes into the wall hard. Hey, maybe he can have Javardo from IT take a look at that GPS system.
Al, you realize Crazy Carmine is racing against the Scrapyard.
Then maybe Javardo already did take a look at it.
No, Al. No. We may be running a racetrack from a junkyard on a shoestring budget, but we are not cheaters. However, the one thing we can take a look at is that scorecard.
This one started like it could have ended up either way, but it ended up exactly the same for both racers. On their roofs.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
And here we are back at the gate for the start of heat. Al, what are you eating?
Bread. Armand gave it to me. Didn't you get yours, Barry?
Me? No, I didn't get any bread.
I guess he focaccia bread. Get it? Focaccia?
That joke is pretty stale.
3, 2, 1. go!
Carmine leads.
Armand blocks.
Carmine flips.
Armand all alone.
Wow, look at him go.
Armando is on a roll.
This is like a mirror image of Heat 1.
Right, Barry, because this time it's crazy Carmine that edges out the lead.
Then Armand blocks Carmine at the transition into the bottleneck.
And Carmine is immediately on his roof and almost takes the entirety of his namesake corner on his roof.
Meanwhile, Armando went high into the bank of that turn, and once he saw it was all over for crazy Carmine, he put the pedal to the floor and never looked back.
I know you saw this part, Barry, because I heard your wow during the race. Armand tears down Clunker Canyon so fast he actually made the trailer of the big rig move.
Then he just soars down that final straight like the Falcon his car is named after.
It took until the second heat of race 2, but Team Scrapyard finally scored a win.
What are you doing, Al? This isn't the scorecard.
Oh yeah, sorry. It took until the second heat of race 2, but Team Scrapyard finally scored a win. Way to go, Armand! Let's see if Team Cartunes can put a little extra crazy in their Carmine to tie things up in heat 3.
Scrapyard Diecast Racing.
Here we are at the gate for the start of Heat 3.
There is a lot riding on this one. Crazy Carmine needs a win for the tie and to force us into sudden death.
Wow, Al, I'm surprised. An actual bit of serious commentary. What happened? Did you run out of bread jokes?
Nope. I have 9 left. Get it? 9?
That's it. Start the countdown. I'm out of here.
Wait. Donut, go. I need you. Ha ha ha! That's a double. Donut and need.
3, 2, 1, go!
Both fighting for the lead.
Huge wreck in the bottleneck.
Oh my goodness. Crazy Carmine flies off his own corner.
Let's go to that replay.
Look at this, Barry. Armand gets the jump off the line, and it looks like Crazy Carmine is going for the pit maneuver. That might be the earliest anyone has ever tried it in Scrapyard history.
Right, Al, but then Armand tries to counterblock at the transition into the bottleneck, and that's when things go horribly wrong.
They are both airborne as they exit the bottleneck. Luckily for Armand, he's able to stay on the track.
Crazy Carmine, however, is not so lucky. He shoots way past the track.
Yeah, that looked terrible. Why didn't Wild Bob and the safety crew even budge after that wreck? Hold on a sec. Let me find out. Bob, Wild Bob, do you copy?
This is Wild Bob with that copy.
Did you see Heat 3 and how badly Crazy Carmine crashed?
Oh boy, did I see it. Now I know why they call that Carmine fella crazy. He got looser than a wild Mustang during a hailstorm.
If you saw it, why didn't you take the yellow jacket to help?
'Cause you said so yourself, Barry. He shot way past the track, and way past the track ain't in my job description. See it here, right here in my contract, Second Amendment, Section 8. Wild Bob and his safety crew will be responsible for any and all major accidents on the Scrapyard Diecast Racing track and the properties there within. You see, he didn't land within. He landed without, and I was taught never to rub another man's rhubarb. So, not our property, not our problem. The law is the law, and you should appreciate that, Mr. Rulebook.
Well, then I guess according to the rules, the next thing to do is go to that scorecard.
Wait, that's it? We're not even gonna see if he's okay? Or send him some flowers? Sorry, still stuck making bread jokes. This whole heat is going awry. Oh my goodness, I can't stop myself.
Well, fans, since that heat crumbled, it looks like no one wins.
Crumbled, crumbs. Now you're doing it too.
Al, get a grip of yourself. As I was saying, it looks like no one wins that heat, but Armand with one win has enough to rise to the next round.
Rise, yeast, bread rises.
Al, maybe you need some time off until we meet back here again for Group 5. That's where Team Cartunes' 1970 Custom Tornado will take on the Scrapyard's 1968 Auto Custom. Until then, this is Barnabas Tone signing off for me and Al. We'll see you next time.
Now you're just doing it on purpose.
I hope you'll join us again back here at the Scrapyard, but until then,
Thank you all for watching. If you haven't done so, give us a like, and please subscribe to the Scrapyard so you never miss a race.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook for even more Scrapyard Diecast Racing action. So please join us next time for the next installment of...